Mayorkas.
Yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
The vote, 214, 213, you heard it, sending that impeachment process to the Senate for trial.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley posting, quote, now it is time for Mayorkas to stand trial and Biden's open border policies with him. But President Biden is slamming the impeachment, saying, quote, history will not look kindly on House Republicans for their blatant act of unconstitutional partisanship that has targeted an honorable public servant.
Fox's Brooke Singlet. Now, he's a congressman again. Democrat Tom Suozzi beats Mazi Pilip in a House special election to replace disgraced ex-lawmaker George Santos. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And I think this is called Hump Day, isn't it? Isn't today Wednesday?
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
Okay, so is Camel Day.
It's a special Wednesday.
There we go. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you and Kelly and everyone listening.
All y'all.
All of y'all.
All y'all. There you go. Boy, things are... I don't even know where to go when I open up the computer and start looking at what's going on in the world, especially in this country right now. It's like, holy moly, you've got to be kidding me. And we've already heard there on Fox News, which we will go into a little bit later on, about the Mayorkas impeachment hearing. And it's not going anywhere else. It's at a dead end. But anyway, unless a bunch of senators say, oh, yeah, I agree with that, because the Senate has passed the House 214 to 213. So he's officially impeached in the House. Means nothing except that it's going to be sent to the Senate, Democrat-controlled Senate. And we're pretty sure where that's going to go. It's an election year, and they certainly don't want that hanging over their necks, regardless of how good or bad they think this clown is.
Okay.
But there's a suicidal mission out there right now. Kamala Harris. She's being encouraged to use the 25th Amendment to force Joe Biden out of office.
What?
West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, in a letter he sent to the vice president, noted the release of special counsel Robert Hur's report last week, which detailed numerous memory lapses for Biden and other frequent gaffes that Biden has committed during this time in office as reasons for such drastic constitutional action to be taken. If that's all there was, I would say forget about it. But apparently there's more. Those gaffes included when Biden appeared to fall asleep during the climate change conference in 2021 and when he was forced to clarify the U.S. one China policy after committing to defend Taiwan militarily should it be attacked. Okay, now, I can fall asleep sitting in a chair just as soon as I get bored with what's going on around me. I have no problem with that, whether it's TV, whether it's in company or,
Yes.
if I just sit, I can take a nap if I get bored.
Okay.
Sitting right up. Done it on
people do
airplanes
that.
many times.
Yeah.
However, at a climate change conference, the president should not be falling asleep. If it's that big a deal that we have to send Air Force One over there and spend all that money, the president should stay awake during that time. So I don't know what the lapse was there. Was he working all night the night before or whatever? Or was he just bored? In my case, I get bored. And sometimes, yes, I do stay up too late. But either way, I'm not the president.
True.
And I don't care whether it's Trump, Biden, Bush, Obama, Clinton, or whoever. That does not need to be happening. That's a poor representation of this country. Hur's report cited examples when investigators said the president's memory lapsed, including when his older son, Beau, died, caused heightened concern among Democrats who previously backed the president despite Republican attacks on his ability to serve. He did not know what year Beau died. I'll tell you what year that every person close to me died. And he couldn't even get it within 3 years, I think he said. Other elected officials have also called for the 25th Amendment to be invoked after the release of Hur report, including Senator Josh Hawley, Representative Claudia Tenney, and Representative Guy Reschenthaler. All of those are Republicans, you would expect. Here's something for you to think about. Could this be an effort to get rid of Harris? Huh?
What?
How am I thinking that? If she goes through with the effort and it backfires, there's a good chance that she will no longer be the ticket with Biden and give him and the DNC the chance to pick a strong successor to Harris, a stronger running mate for the president. Think
I
about
can
it.
see that. I could actually see that.
If reelected,
Yeah.
given Biden's issues, that might be the chance to increase pressure on the president and strongly suggest he step aside, allowing a Democrat to finish his term. The question for the Democrats would be, who should replace Harris? There are several folks mentioned, including the governor of Michigan. So we could, again, end up with an unelected vice president who becomes president, as we did with Gerald Ford.
You think all these other countries are laughing at us
Yes.
right now?
Yep.
We've had a mess for quite some time.
Yep. And Biden's also, he's the president has also got all other issues going on for him right now. Hunter Biden's ex-business associate, Tony Bobulinski, testified that Joe Biden is the big guy and said the president continues to lie to the American people about his involvement in his son's business dealings. Bobulinski, who worked with Hunter to create the joint venture Sino-Hawk Holdings with Chinese energy company CEFC, and said he met with Joe Biden in 2017 while he was the vice president, provided unshakable testimony behind closed doors at the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees on Tuesday. His testimony, which came as part of the House impeachment inquiry against President Biden, lasted for more than 8 hours. A source familiar with the testimony told Fox News that he testified that he personally met with Biden in May of 2017 in Los Angeles on the sidelines of the Milken Conference for somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. Those meetings have been reported in the past. Joe Biden, on May 3rd, 2017, spoke at the conference, hosting a conversation with the 47th Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. Just days after the meeting, the now infamous May 13th, 2017 email, which included a discussion of remuneration packages for 6 people in a business deal with a Chinese energy firm. The email appeared to identify Biden as chair, vice chair, depending on agreement with CEFC, and a reference to now bankrupt CEFC China Energy Company. The email includes a note that Hunter has some office expectations he will elaborate. A proposed equity split references 20 for H and 10 held by H for the big guy. What? With no further deals. 20% going to Hunter, 10% being held to go to the big guy.
Certainly has a lot of money.
Well,
That
there's
has
a lot of money,
floated.
but that show's lying all the time. I've never had any business deals. I don't know anything about my son's business.
Yes.
And Bobulinski did testify yesterday, confirming that Joe Biden is the big guy. The troubles just mount up here, and we are looking foolish, like you say, to the world, and we are feeling disturbed in this country about this whole process. We got Trump, who's been impeached, running for re-election. He was defeated, claimed he had the election was stolen from him, was not. We got Joe Biden with all of his 50 plus years in office and all of these shenanigans coming out. Where do we go?
Where have we been?
Who can we look for? Nobody's running. You got Nikki Haley, who's probably going to lose in her home state, the primary.
Yes.
Just not much doubt about it.
Polls have already showed that. It's a mess. It's going to continue to worsen.
It's going to get much more worse.
Much more worsen.
Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Good morning, Rayford, Kelly, Lee.
Morning,
Hope
Jack.
you folks are having a good time in this frosty, cold change in weather morning.
Yeah, right.
I just have one question for you, Jack. Did you do your Valentine's shopping yet? Have you got things ready?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that today.
Okay.
We had a situation we had to handle yesterday, and we didn't get a chance to do very much with Valentine's event that's going to be today. We got plans for today, though.
Nice.
That's good.
I wanted to call in and get this information out there about. I don't know who the Onslow Truth Seeker page is. I know that a lot of the information that I have read on that page has been spot on. It's been verified by several sources I have. But it seems like that Walter Scott just has not learned his lesson about creating a hostile work environment.
Uh-oh.
There's a post on that Onslow Truth Seeker page that's indicating that he has had interaction with one of the county employees again, and this time it's a racially charged hostile work environment situation, and that's what he's accused of. And actually, I've seen the statement that was apparently public record that was posted with the Onslow Truth Seeker page, and it charges him with or indicates him as being racially charging this individual employee, and she's filed or will be filing a complaint. I don't know. She's asking for it to be investigated. But anyway,
what do they claim
like
happened?
to see, the claim is that this person that is an employee is a minority, and he supposedly said that the only reason she got the job is because of the color of her skin. And that was when she was promoted from in the ranks of county employee to director's position, department head. And at the time, she didn't want to do anything about it because she was a new position and him being an elected official. And I understand there was witnesses that actually overheard this, but I don't know who they were or anything about it. But anyway, that was last year when she got the promotion, and then this year she was dismissed, supposedly dismissed from employment, and she's filed a report with the commissioners and the county manager, I guess, for them to investigate it, and it's probably under investigation right now with the county and the folks that's looking into it.
Was any reason given for her dismissal?
I don't know how far she's going with the with the grievance that she's got.
Any idea of what the reason given for her termination?
No, I don't, and I really don't even know the lady. I know that she was in the county employee, but I don't know anything about why she was dismissed. She's got a statement saying, what happened and everything, and I don't know where they're at with that, or if they investigating it, or if they finished investigating it or not. Of course, that would have to go to the county manager and department heads to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thought on this is the same thing that Walter Scott got censored for back in June of last year. One of the things that he was accused of, and I know for a fact that he did this, but he always was creating a hostile environment for employees. That was a trait. And he made a statement that that he would be responding to the Daily News with a response for all of those allegations that he was charged with within 10 days. Well, it's been 8 months, and he still hadn't responded to the Daily News with the allegations of all the charges that he was censored for. So that sort of tells me that he's either guilty of it, or he don't have a good explanation for it, or he just lied about it. So if we got elections coming up tomorrow, early voting starts tomorrow, and there's going to be people going out and voting in the primary for the 4 commissioner seats that will be up for grabs for this coming election, and he's on that ballot. So I would think and hope, because your show has actually give out an open invitation for that's running for office to come in and be interviewed and answer questions by people that want to call in.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that he would be jumping at the opportunity to come in and defend his actions on this last episode, and also the other charges that was lodged against him, allegation-wise, in the censorship back in June of last year.
Well, he's welcome to come on, but he's also made the statement to one of the co-hosts on here that he would be glad to come on with her, but he wouldn't come on with I'm here
Or me.
or you.
Mhm.
Well, what is it that you folks would ask him that he wouldn't want to get asked? That's what my question is.
Probably about the allegations, and probably about a few other things.
Well, I'm sure that being ex-law enforcement and the field I was in, I have a lot of questions that I would like to put forth to him and ask him. But a lot of the things that he's accused of, I actually witnessed that while I was the chairman of the board for the 2 years that I was there, that he was there. So anyway, I just want to throw that out, and we've got the primary early voting starting tomorrow, and I hope people can investigate these individuals that's running for office. It's if you don't know some of these people, it's going to be hard to find out information on them, because you don't know. It's not posted on the Board of Elections except for a handful of the people that's running. It's going to be hard for people to figure out if they don't find out who's actually running.
Every name can be Googled, and you're no telling what kind of articles you're going to find out about them from somebody.
Very true.
Absolutely.
If you have a question, Google the name.
But Rayford, we have uninformed voters that walk in that, and I think maybe Lee or Kelly stated that the other day. We've got uninformed voters that walk in the precinct and get a ballot, and they haven't done any research. And when you got 10 people running for county commissioner and 9 people on the Republican side running for school board, they may just check and it says you can vote for 4. They may just check the first few names on the ballot and not even go no further, because they can only vote for 4.
Jack, I Googled the name. Second item down the list: Onslow County Commissioner accused of creating hostile work environment.
Wow.
June 1st, 2023. Jacksonville Daily News.
That's right. That's right. And I'm hoping that the voters will be smart enough to look at those names and go out and vote. But there's going to be a lot of people that says, I don't know who even. I've talked to several people out here, and they don't even know who's running for county commissioner. They don't know who's running for school board. They don't know who's running for governor or lieutenant governor. They're just totally uninformed. And a lot of times, and that might be why we have such a low voter turnout, because there's not a lot of information that's just public record where people can get out. Now, the Daily News did a interview sheet with some of the candidates for the local election here, and that was a good job. But some of the people that's running for office didn't even respond to that. Walter Scott didn't respond to it. So that tells me a lot about his character when he wants to go hide in a corner when people need to find out about him and who and what he's about. So I'm hoping he'll come on the show and clear up everything that's been lodged against him allegation-wise.
Yep. It's there. All you got to do is look for it. And
Well, look,
you go to
you
his
have a good
Facebook.
day,
Go to
and,
his, I can go to his Facebook page and also post a question if you want to.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. No reason for
Take care.
anybody in today's age of technology that people cannot find out a lot of information. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSMA. Don't go too far. Weather is next.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix with ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got a card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for a Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Being veteran owned and operated since 1977, J&T Siding Incorporated takes this opportunity to thank those that serve for our most prized possession, our freedom. J&T Siding is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow County, offering custom-built homes, aluminum and vinyl siding, roofing, garages, carports, patios, room additions, and sunrooms. Free estimates happily provided. Visit J&T Siding, 914C Henderson Drive right here in Jacksonville, online at jtsiding.com. or by phone 910-346-8750 for J&T Siding.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is Robin Knapp, current Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I'm also a United States Air Force veteran and a retired special agent with NCIS. During the past 8 years, I have never faltered from my stance not to raise taxes or the tax rate, and I voted no the last time we voted on taxes. It is imperative that we continue to strive toward more conservative spending and utilize the funds that we have more efficiently and effectively. Despite our current economic nationally, we must do everything we can to spend funds wisely, conservatively, and uniquely as we continue to grow as a community. The needs of our citizens and their voices need to be heard because as a commissioner, I represent all of you, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race, and etc. In the last 8 years, I have shown strong and candid leadership, direction, and fortitude in voicing my opinions and voting without outside influence from others or groups, only voting my conscience and what I feel is best for the citizens and not for me. Please vote for me once again as one of your county commissioners. This message was paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, one fewer pre-owned consignment boats down at Tideline Marine for two other shoppers who were looking at this very same boat. It's too late this time. Never fear. There are any number of other boats for the discriminating boaters on sale right now, from lawn fishing boats for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers to offshore and nearshore center console aqua sports, all the way up to the luxurious Aloha pontoons. Tideline is your one-stop for all of your boating and fishing wants. If you're looking to replace your old worn-out motors, check on the Mercury outboards in stock now. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. High pressure is going to move across the area today and tomorrow. A couple of cold fronts with little to no moisture. That's good. We've got plenty of it on the ground still. We'll push across the area late in the week. There is a small craft advisory until about 10 o'clock this evening. Northwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas only 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 8 seconds. I'm not sure why there's a small craft advisory. That's mighty fine conditions for me. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Tomorrow, westerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 near shore, seas 1 foot. Then rough in the afternoon, 2 feet. Yeah. I could say wide open through the inlet when one river's flat, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Friday, northwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 60. Winds 5 to 11 miles an hour, but gusts as high as 20 miles an hour today. Tonight, clear, cold, 36, no wind. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 64, still a little bit gusty. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 45. And on Friday, partly sunny, a high of 3.
For a lot of you folks, you woke up to frost on your windshields this morning. Iced over frost on the roof.
Yep.
So anyway, it was chilly. It's 33 at the house here. I think you registered 29, did you say?
29.
And down at the air station, I think it got down to about 33.
I must have
But it's been
under-
climbing
I
since the
must
sun
have
came
been
up.
cloud cover at my house.
Yeah, probably. Something like that. Okay, we're waiting for, there she is.
Yeah, it's Dr. Rose.
Good morning, Dr. Rose. How are you?
I'm doing well. I hope you are.
Oh, we're hanging in here. What's going on?
Well, lots of kids sick.
Oh,
Lots of that terrible COVID stuff.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some over here, but it doesn't seem to be too dangerous at this point, like I've said before. But the kids are still pretty miserable while they have it.
I'm sure they are. I guess it's not as bad, and it's not as contagious though. Even though it's not as bad, they still get it really easy. Before you could walk in the same driveway and get it.
It seems to be sporadic that way, where it gets kids in clusters or families in clusters, but not to the degree. Now that you say that, not to the degree that it used to be, where it was sort of uncanny. Well, I didn't even see that guy, and he was in the same room. Had to jump across the room. It doesn't seem to be like that, but it's still quite contagious. I would say that at the level of spread of the flu now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still having flu. We had the flu A and then B, and it seems like A is coming back again.
Oh, really? Great. Why?
Yeah, great.
Flu A, flu B.
One flew over the cuckoo's
Sounds
nest.
like the alphabet flu.
What's the difference between A and B?
A is a little more fast and serious. It makes you feel more miserable. B seems to last a little bit longer, but I think from my experience, I could say that it's led to more pneumonia and sinus infections and the kids getting some other sort of respiratory infection after flu B.
Ooh.
So A really makes you feel bad. Usually you get the higher temps. B, you still have a fever, you feel miserable, but not as much. But it lasts longer. You might get more stuff from it.
You know, I would think that when it gets really cold down into the sub-freezing temperatures like we do have from time to time, that some of this stuff would die off.
It doesn't seem to, and I think it's because when that happens and it's so cold, people will, just cluster inside.
Huddle together.
And yeah, all together. And if you have the start of the flu, then it spreads like crazy inside a house or a school. And so once again, as I've said many, many times, do not send your children to school sick. If they're not sick, make sure that they have precautions of hand washing, sanitizer, load them up with vitamin C and D, because you know your kid, but you don't know the kid that's going to sit next to your kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing a lot of kids that come back from school sick. Did they go to school sick, or did they start having symptoms while they were in school? That's to be determined, but a lot of precaution. And it's a lot of kids out from school right now.
Okay, once you're exposed to a flu, say your kid is sitting next to another kid, your kid's perfectly healthy, the other one is obviously not healthy. How long does it take for your child to become sick?
Anywhere from a few hours to 3 days.
Really?
But usually it's 1 to 2 days.
Few hours.
And
I've seen it happen within 12 hours.
Well, Dr. Rose, my grandson had flu B, and I mean, he was sick for about almost 7 days, to include a 103-degree fever and an all-over body rash. It turned into an ear infection. It was a mess. But I can't imagine a parent if a kid with flu B is bad. I mean, this kid was sick, and he just laid around, and he's not a layer arounder, so that's when we knew something was wrong. How do parents' conscience allow them to send their kids to school sick when these kids are this sick? Because I've seen what flu B looks like, and I just can't understand.
It has really gotten me upset and made me sort of lose a little faith in some of our parents. I don't know how that happens. I think they start putting, their needs in front of the kids and somebody else's kids because they feel that they have to go to work. But it's just the wrong decision. It's the wrong decision for your kid, the wrong decision for somebody else's kid. You're going to wind up being called from school. You're going to really be interrupted from work because you're going to have to go in the middle of the day and call the doctor and then maybe not getting him in that day, spend a terrible evening. It's just going to backfire. So it's the best thing is for parents to realize this is an inconvenience. My poor little kid is sick. It's time to stay home, get the doctor's appointments, give them lots of fluids. And they need so much love and care during that time for them to actually feel better. That it's just to send them to school is a recipe for making them miserable.
Okay, I've got the solution. We have a flu police, and they go to every house every morning before the kid leaves, and they give them a test.
I don't think it's
Oh,
gonna
don't
work,
start
but,
that.
Yeah.
You try it.
Yeah, that won't happen, but
Don't
I
start
hear
that.
you.
All the little groups that were anti-COVID and making fusses. And now you're going to start a flu
No,
patrol.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think it's almost the same people sending their kids to school. So
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
In other words-
and the thing is, they're going to work sick also. So
Yes, they do.
their kid's not well, and they're not well, and they're going in, and it's not going to hurt you to have to miss another day. And if your boss is that inconsiderate, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that you have to find another job. If Dr. Rose, I tell the staff and the parents of the kids that are sick, if Dr. Rose can let her employees be sick and still smile at them and say that's c'est la vie, this is the way we're going to do things. You're not going to come in sick. You're not going to come in with your kid is sick. Then certainly the rest of the workforce can do so as well.
I agree. We have that policy at work. The employees can't come to work sick.
Yeah, that was always
Yeah.
the
She's got a machine at the door. When you walk through it, it'll tell you. It'll arms about.
I made something
You
like
have a
that.
sniffle.
See, that's almost like the flu police. If they could get
I think it
one.
would be a great thing.
I
but
think
yeah.
it would too. AI is right around the corner, y'all.
I hate AI. Don't start that.
Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Wait, Dr. Rose, I have
Oh.
a very quick question for you.
Yes, of course.
Yesterday, when I was at the doctor's office, they had me sign this paper, and it was about something about AI notes. And then I had, yeah. Tell me what that is.
Doesn't sound good.
And while it doesn't sound good, I don't know exactly what it is. So I spoke before I could figure it out, but it doesn't sound good. We're being forced to get on electronic medical records so that we can accept the Medicaid patients. But I can see that that there are ways to be able to see people's medical records. The people who forced me into it definitely can see my note. So I don't think it bodes well for our healthcare system or for our privacy. And all this HIPAA stuff has devolved into now if somebody wants to see your medical record, they will see it. So anything that says AI, I'm just sort of suspicious. I don't know exactly what it means, but
Well, there's an option to opt out of it too for you,
there
for the
is.
patient.
Yeah, that you could do or not do. And the only reason why I asked it, knew I was going to ask you this is, as a therapist, I received a advertisement for AI notes, and it claims it will write your notes for you.
Yeah,
that was scary.
That's what the
because
selling point is.
when you write your notes, you have to input what happened for a therapist in that session. How does AI know what happened in that session?
Right.
That's scary. Okay. That's very
Well, see, that's one of the reasons I think I get all of these phone calls.
Mhm.
Because somewhere somebody knows that I've got prescriptions at a drugstore for ingrown toenails or whatever. And are you experiencing ingrown toenails? Like, do you have a back pain? Yada, yada, yada.
All of the above.
Somewhere they know it.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, they heard it and they can make a buck off of it.
There you go. No, not
Okay.
off me. They can't. Doesn't
Thanks,
work
Dr.
that way.
Rose.
Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Happy
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. You guys have a great day and
Thank
a
you.
great week.
You too. You're live and local, Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
We've unlocked the vaults and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from February 13th, 1971. That's when Bobby Goldsboro was watching Scotty grow. Dave Edmonds could hear you knocking. CCR asked, have you ever seen the rain? And Dawn told us to knock 3 times. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from February 13th, 1971, right here on Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website, topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at LANE-DDS. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Meet John Davis, a dedicated leader with a vision for Onslow County. As the mayor of Swansboro for 6 years, John has worked with people to make things happen. Now he's ready to work with you to make the county we all call home. John's platform is built on the foundations of real change. Your voice is at the center of that change. As a champion for veterans and their families, John will continue to collaborate with local, state, and national leaders to improve the lives of the veterans we love in our communities. Onslow County residents need expanded options for mental health and addiction treatment and family support. John needs your help to bring options for hope and healing to our neighbors, friends, and loved ones in need. Emergency response capability is critical to our county, and John values your input as efforts continue to ensure the safety and well-being of every resident. John is a champion for economic development and job creation. You know the jobs we need, and he wants to bring them here. Let's strive to build a thriving, prosperous community for all. Together, we can build a brighter future for Onslow County. Vote John Davis for Onslow County Commissioner. Leadership, vision, and commitment for a better tomorrow.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Davis.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we got a gentleman in here. I've known him for since we were young, really young, and he's running for re-election, 6th term on the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. Paul Buchanan. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good. And folks, but during this time, we generally, this is basically a paid campaign promotion as part of a package that you get. So we're not going to take a whole lot of phone calls, probably none at this time. We ask the questions, and the biggest thing is it gives you time to talk about your campaign and talk about you, what you've done, what your accomplishments are, and what you'd like to see for the future.
Sounds good. But, one of the things, Rafe, that I want to talk to all of you about was the growth of Onslow County.
Mm-hmm.
When I came here in 1964 as a Marine, Western Boulevard was a gravel. And I'm talking about on this section, not the new section where Walmart's at. That was later on. But the growth here has just been amazing since 1964. And you and I have been here since then. And you've been here a lot longer than I. I came here as a Marine in 64. And the growth that we have with Onslow County is important to me and to the people because there's things we didn't have. We didn't have a government center. The jail wasn't even here. We had a facility, a jail. It was 115 beds, I believe is what it was. And now we have a facility that's 525.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have, Consolidated Human Services that's downtown. We have the new airport terminal. We have the new, tower.
We didn't even have an airport when you came here.
No, there was no airport here.
A dirt track.
Correct.
Over Moose Haven.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And the old terminal, if you remember, is you had to run through the rain to keep from getting soaking wet, or if it was snowing or whatever it was doing, or they bring umbrellas out to you to get into the terminal. But now we don't have that. We have regular walk, what they call jetways to get in and out of the aircraft. But the other thing is, the new courthouse. We have the new courthouse, our government center. The new garage that we have and the expansion of the landfill. There's so much going on, and the growth has been so great because when I first came a commissioner, we were paying a lot of rent back in 2004. And then there's a lot of stuff that with the tourism money has been a big issue with a lot of people trying to figure things out. It's real simple. The Onslow Gardens, we've donated tourism money to that, and it's a beautiful facility. And one of the key things that I like to tell you about is our public safety memorial. Our public safety memorial was money that came from the Blue Knights, the Red Knights, and which is fire department and police officers. Kim Lawrence, and let me tell you how that whole came about. David Williams, I don't know if you all remember David Williams. He usually come in front of the board and talk about the school all the time. One time he come in front of the board, I was chairman, and this is when we were at the downtown at the city hall, And he stood up in the back of the room and he says, I challenge all of these commissioners to what's in this envelope to start a public safety memorial. In that envelope, I had no idea what was in it. I knew there had to be some money in it or something. So I challenged all the commissioners. It was $300 in it. So not all the commissioners donated, but quite a few of us did. We had a lot of stuff, and Kim did that up. Her husband was killed by a tractor trailer down on 17.
Right.
And she worked hard to get that for us and worked the public and everything else. And there's a lot of public donations in there. My wife and I have donated to that. So that's dear to my heart because
Well, you and your wife are both prior law enforcement.
yes, my wife was a prior sergeant. And the thing about it is with that memorial, it means so much to me because Terry Lanier, I was the second officer to the scene when he had been stabbed. I was one of the divers that pulled Whitehead's body from the river. I've been around a lot of these officers that are on that memorial. You get me choked up here in a minute, but Terry and Bill Whitehead, I worked with both of them, and Terry Lanier was such a nice young officer.
Yeah, I heard. I never knew him, but I knew his uncle.
I knew him. Yeah.
And one of the things I have to shout out to is to you, Rayford, because I came in as a drug officer under Jerry Reed, and Jerry Reed had hired me over from the sheriff's department. And one of the things that we had there was that I moved up after he had went on to ALE. I think that's where he went to ALE first. But after that, what happened was they put me in as a evidence technician, they called it back in the day. And I had to learn how to do photography. And we're talking about developing film. And Rayford Brown taught me how to do that.
There are techniques in there that you have to use to have to be able to deal with that digital cameras today can kind of take care of it for you, but it still doesn't cover everything that you need to do.
No. And then you got to make sure that whatever the camera sees, what the eye sees.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you have to make sure that you can testify in court about it.
Definitely. But I'm so proud of this community in the county and what we've done so far. The commissioners, I've been with a lot of commissioners over the years, and they've worked so hard to keep this, keep the county where it's at today. Sharon Griffin, Stanton County Manager, one of the best I've ever had. And the thing about it is she saved us a lot of money by putting into the fund balance. Helping the volunteer firefighters out helped a whole lot, giving them 3 pennies. And the penny's worth about $2.2 million. So then we gave it to some of the municipalities, got 3 pennies, so they were able to do something for their fire rescue also.
Good. Let's take a break, come back. We'll discuss more about what you've been doing. You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at a locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on Main Street in Maysville. And remember to take advantage of Pig Perks where you get 1 point for every dollar you spend on future purchases. How about Sweetheart Steaks, just $10.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak is only $10.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck is only $3.99 a pound. Whole Boston butt, just $1.49 a pound. And St. Louis style ribs are $1.99 a pound. And whole chickens are just $1.49 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 2-pound package of fresh strawberries for just $5.98. Fresh blueberries are only $3.99 a pint. Russet baking potatoes, great with steaks, just 99 cents a pound. A dozen premium rose bouquets, just $27.99 each. Zesty limes are only 49 cents each. Large California lemons, just 69 cents each. And hot jalapeno peppers are just $1.99 a pound. And you also get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce non-returnable bottles of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street, Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. And again, our guest in the studio right now, Paul Buchanan, former law enforcement, worked drugs, did a whole bunch of stuff. And in fact, first time I met you, you were the sheriff's department. It was the department at the time, not the sheriff's office. And you and a guy named Jimmy Henderson.
That's correct. We worked together as a team.
You worked together as a team, 2 different cars, patrolling the county, and basically patrol. But somehow you ended up getting a bunch of that stuff they call 1098 drugs.
Quite a bit.
As a uniformed deputy.
Yes, uniformed deputy. And then they made a division they made us into a drug division.
Yep.
Well, not a division, it's just 2 of us, but that's what it was called back then.
And those times there was no drug unit.
No.
County didn't have one. City
City
didn't
didn't have
one.
one. Nobody did.
Wow. So just deputies and police officers were making arrests.
Correct. And
Detectives were doing some raids.
And then Jerry Reed, when he contacted me, that's when they put together a drug task force at the police department. It was a grant. I think there was 6 of us that were brought in under the grant, if I remember, but 2 of us were put in narcotics. I can't forget. It was me, and I think it might have been Delmer Collins.
I don't remember.
Going way back, there was 2 of us that were put upstairs with Jerry Reed and Sisk and Sergeant Hassel, Cliff Wyatt. Quite that we're going back old times now.
Yeah, Cliff was something else. Okay, we've come a long way. I mean, there were 20 cops in Jacksonville in 1970, 71, something like that.
There's about 140 now. JPD officers.
Wow. Sheriff's office got a bunch.
They got a bunch too. His number's like 120, maybe it's where he's at. But he's over 250, I think, with detention officers and staff.
Yep. So it was grown. The county has grown. The city has grown. There were 20,000 people living in the city limits at that time.
Correct.
20,000.
So I think it's
70,
47,000 now.
I think it's closer to 70, isn't it?
Well, they're counting the base numbers, though, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes, sure. Yes, because the base is in this city.
Correct.
And then we got like 215,000 in the county overall, including the base. So it's come a long ways, and we've developed into something that's really people can be proud of.
Right. And this is a place to, come work, play. I mean, it's just a great place to work. I enjoy working here. I've been here a long time, and I run the BOT at the college. I still work at the college part-time doing law enforcement training in service, but I've had the BOT, I think, 7 times.
Wow.
Every time somebody gets ready to leave, I take over, and then we get a new person in, and then they take it and move with it then. But it's been really a good career for me all this time, but I've been serving the people for many, many years. And right now, the key to it is that we've got to get senior services fixed, and we're working on that. That we had to pull money from that to put it into the EOC because as you know, construction prices are just going through the roof. So, and the same thing with the new school we have going at Tabernacle. That school there, the price came in on that pretty high too. And one of the key things I've brought up schools is that we're getting like 325 students every year. That's half a school, half of a school. So that's on our minds all the time. And we work very close with the Board of Education and their staff. And this, the formula we have for schools is really working well.
Yeah. It would be really wonderful. I don't know that it will ever happen, probably not in my lifetime, to get rid of all those mobile homes that you got.
I would love to see them gone, but it seems like we just can't get away from them.
You would have to build twice as many schools every year as you're building.
And we get criticized, which we don't build the schools, the Board of Education does that. But the thing about it is we get complaints about it. Why don't we go up? Well, the problem around here, as you've known, is the ground is too soft. And if you look at the jail, when we built that jail, they had to put steel into the ground. And then,
a long ways.
Always.
It's expensive.
Very expensive.
But they did not have any extra room to expand horizontally.
Correct.
They had to go up.
We had to go up with that.
Yeah. What's the biggest problem we're facing?
I don't see a big problem right now. Everything has been going very smooth for us. There's no complaints that we're getting. Don't get me wrong. We get complaints all the time. I'm dealing with some stuff now where people are dumping trash on Riggs Road, and we're working on that. And there's another area in the county that they're dumping stuff. What I miss is Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson was a code enforcement officer. He can find out who dumped that stuff. And I'm hoping that our code enforcement officers have that dedication that Larry had, and I miss him. He was a very close friend of mine, and to all of us, throughout this community, because he was a captain at the Sheriff's Department.
There was I don't remember his rank, I believe it was a lieutenant in New Hanover County. He took it on, trash, these little trash dumps that were back in the woods and everywhere. He'd run back in there, rubber gloves on, he'd go through the trash till he found one envelope with an address on it.
Exactly what Larry did.
Go knock on the door. You had an opportunity to clean up this entire area. I don't care whether it's yours or not, but I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you, babe. You can clean it all up, or you're going to come down with me.
Well, I can tell you, we were in a budget meeting one day, and they're talking about this is cutting some positions and whatnot. And we went into a meeting, and it was that position. They were going to cut Larry's position. This commissioner kind of came unglued. I said, that can't happen. And he was part-time at the time. And I told him, I says, he doesn't need to go. That individual has helped this community out a lot. He could go someplace, a man would be really mad and upset, and he'd have him calm and thanking him and everything else when Larry left that site. And we're talking about where a lot of stuff was being dumped, sheetrock and shingles and stuff like that. And Larry did an outstanding job.
With one of the sheriff's office in New Hanover County had contracted with a helicopter pilot there, just a small place, small guy. And anytime he was up flying, he was also a special deputy, but they had him anytime he was flying, and he had put a county radio in his helicopter too. He would call in when he saw people out in the woods doing things, and ground units would move in. It was a great arrangement.
Well, after Fox News, I have a question. It's the big question of this election season that I want to ask.
Uh-oh. You might want to run now, Paul.
No, I'm sure you can give a good answer.
You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
I'm Deanna Delosi. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas impeached over the border crisis.
Yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
It is the first time a cabinet secretary has been impeached in 148 years. Soon the ball is going to be in the Senate's court. The trial is likely to begin later this month, which will ultimately determine whether he will be removed from office. The results are in. Democrat Tom Suozzi won the special election in New York's 3rd district, replacing George Santos and returning to the seat he held for 3 terms, sending a message to the House majority.
Stop running around for Trump and start running the country.
He defeated Republican Mazi Pilip. This brings the balance of power in the House to 219 Republicans to 213 Democrats with 3 vacancies. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
We're back, and guest in the studio, Paul Buchanan, longtime friend, associate, and just a good around all around good guy, running for re-election to the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. And Lee has a question, a burning question.
I have a burning question. During this political season, you have other people that are running for commissioner, and they're using this one thing on their platform, and the allegations are that we have a spending problem. The commissioners have a spending problem within the county. What can you tell us about the spending problem?
There's no spending problem. Our staff, when you talk about our county manager and you talk about our assistant county managers, they're doing the best they can with what we have. And I know that one of these candidates had said, well, you need to be revenue neutral. If you went to revenue neutral, my friends, we would have to cut. So there's no spending problem. Would you like to cut the libraries? Would you like to cut parks and recreation? You can't do that. I remember maybe 10 years ago or 12 years ago that we talked about doing some cuts. There was I think it was a Tea Party that was raising a lot of cane about stuff back in the they said we had a spending problem. And we said, all right, well, let's cut parks and recs. And the first thing we had, I don't know how many children were in the audience. And I think Tim Foster was not a commissioner at that time. He was there representing some of the schools and whatnot with the recreation side of the house. And you can't cut. What are you going to cut? First thing I would ask somebody, first place, revenue neutral don't work. We have to do the best we can at what tax rate we can set. Now, we just rolled back 5 cents. We're at 65.5, which is a good place to be. Will we roll some more back? We hope some this year. I'm just like Robin and some of the other commissioners. We don't want a tax increase. The only thing we get in trouble over is if we need a bunch of schools, and then you don't know what to do because you have to do something. And right now we're putting, I think, a penny or 2 pennies away for schools in case that happens. There's no spending problem. I mean, our people are doing the best they can. And every year to try to give a raise to somebody, we try to get the COLA where it needs to be. But like last year, I think the COLA was 7. We gave 4%. So we're 3% behind. And now we're going to do what we call, a market analysis. And there's one area in the county that they're only going to do a market analysis on police and fire. What about the rest of the employees?
Yeah.
You have to do it on everybody.
You do.
Go ahead. Something else that some of these other candidates are using, and I want you to explain it, bringing back the volunteer fire departments and EMS positions at different municipalities.
Well, the fire is already there. I mean, they're on in the municipalities. What this individual is talking about, he wants his own rescue squad because that's what he said when he got elected. He wanted his own rescue squad, and he wanted his own Veterans Memorial because it was too far to go to Jacksonville to the Lejeune Gardens.
But doesn't that, opening up new stations like that, whether it's this end of the county or that end of the county, wouldn't that cost the county itself? I mean, don't you supply the money for that? And so you're back to spending again.
You're back to spending again. And right now what we've done is the new fire departments that we have, you have one at Rhodestown, which is up on 258. That's a new one almost done.
Yes.
And you have one at Piney Green. Well, they're working together with us. I sit on the fire commission, and what they're doing is they're helping us out by having a bay for our ambulances, for our paramedics.
That's good.
So we are doing that. We are working for that. When you get into the roots and the grassroots of everything with the rescue squads, it just wasn't working, and it was a very big expense to us. And that's why it was cut, and that's why we have more paramedics. And we're getting a lot of. One of the candidates has said, "Well, we need to give the paramedics more money." We're working on that. I mean, we're working on market analysis. That's what we have to do, and that's what the new manager is going to do.
Well, what about the high turnover of employees in the county that I'm hearing about?
You get turnover. And the thing about it is you got military wives, military husbands, they get transferred, they go. I don't think the turnover is as great as these individuals are claiming they are. Sometimes some of these individuals are causing those people to leave. on both sides, even the small town of Swansboro, where that individual saying the same thing, we've got turnover. He needs to look at his own terminal and the turnover he has there. I mean, you got manager gone, attorney's gone. Now you've had what?
Didn't you have one commissioner before leave, and now you
Larry
have another
Philpott.
one?
Larry Philpott just resigned.
Wow.
As a commissioner?
As a commissioner for Swansboro.
Why?
I don't know all the details to that one. I'm afraid.
Now, how do you replace somebody in Swansboro?
They can replace him. The board can.
Just appoint somebody.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you move to Swansboro, Rayford, there you go.
I got a boat. I can park it there long enough to be sign up, right?
Right.
Oh, but I got a head. I got sleeping quarters.
But it goes back to what Lee said. When you're talking about turnovers, the two people that are talking about turnovers, look at what's causing some of the turnovers with those two individuals.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Your spending problem, maybe you could, for the older people like me that might suffer a heart attack or something, just don't have all that expensive equipment, EMS units that can keep me alive. So
In other
just
words,
get rid
cut
of that.
back.
Yeah, cut back on that.
Cut back. No benches.
Yeah, no benches.
No
like
pilot chairs.
No, none of that stuff. We don't need any of that stuff.
Well, the key thing all of you've heard this before, and you've heard Robin talk about it and some other commissioners, fixed income. We're worried about people on fixed income.
Yeah, worry, please.
We do.
Well, Paul, I was looking because it's on the Onslow County government website, the tax rate, the history of the tax rate. And if people took a look at that, you would be amazed at, it was like at 70 cents before y'all reduced it down to 65.5.
That's correct.
And if they went back and look at the history, the years, you would really be surprised. I kind of feel like we're sitting quite good right now.
And we're one of the lowest tax rates in the state.
In the state, that's exactly right. And, we don't have a lot of things that the bigger cities have, but we're growing. We're growing into that. It's like the county now is working on like a sports complex, right?
That's correct.
Something like
That's got to be done. And,
Yes.
and I want to put a shout out to Rob, and him and I have been talking about it, and so is Tim Foster.
Right.
We've got to do something. Surf City just launched their fixing to build one.
I saw that.
Seen that in the newspaper.
Right. I saw that too.
We've got to do that. And right now I know that Tim Foster and our manager has met with the city manager and with Sammy Phillips talking back and forth because they got all that land that they're going to do something with. So do we do a work in cooperation with them?
That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Since the land is already there.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
We have the land too, Burton Park, but we don't go there.
No. that should be reserved for industrial.
That's going to boom. That's going to boom. Once it gets started, it's going to be huge.
And you need to bring Colt down here, Colt Arms.
Well, we worked, I hate to say this, but we worked on that. Jeff Hudson worked on that.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were in the right pew, but they told us what they wanted and everything else, and we were working that out, and all of a sudden it stopped.
It's getting more negative for them where they are.
And Smith and Wesson has already moved.
They moved, yeah. They went to Kentucky, I think, or Tennessee, one or the other.
One or the other.
Okay. All right, Paul. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
It was interesting.
Great conversation.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care.
I got to go to work.
Yeah. Let's take a break, an early break here, and then we'll be back on the other side. And we're going to have Peter Wright joining us for his weekly travel to us, and we'll see what's going on in the world of Medicare, Medicaid, and other insurances. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Coming up on the next Goddard's Gold, it's Sonny and Cher. And the hits, and the stories, and the interviews. I Got You, Babe, Half-Breed, Ringo, I Love You. That was her first recording under Phil Spector. You'll hear that. All I Ever Need Is You, The Way of Love, Baby Don't Go, Bang Bang. It's Sonny, it's Cher, and it's next Goddard's Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and at 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Goddard's Gold. Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love of your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online. WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering. Thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
I am Paul Buchanan, running for re-election as an Onslow County Commissioner. No false promises, just a firm commitment to serve the citizens of this county to the best of my ability. As a county, we face many challenges ahead. Navigating through those challenges requires seasoned, dedicated leadership. Your voice is an important part of the government of this county. I will continue to make sure your voice is heard. I will continue to do my very best to serve all the citizens of Onslow County. My goal is to provide the maximum support, vital services in this county possible. With the realities of the resources available, let us work together to make our county the best it can be. Every election is determined by the people who show up. I ask for your continued support and your vote on Tuesday, March 5th, paid for by the candidate.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. One story here that's kind of disgusting. Mexican authorities say they have arrested 6 people, 6 members of a drug gang in connection to the brutal slaying of at least 8 people in Cancun, a tourist area. Officials said the arrests were made after the discovery of 5 dismembered bodies inside a taxi back in January. The victims were not identified by the AG's office. Prosecutors claimed the 6 suspects hacked up 5 people with a machete and dumped 3 other victims in a shallow grave. Mexican police seized drugs from the group, no kidding, including pot, cocaine, and crack, as well as 2 firearms exclusively used by the military. Wonder how they got those. 2 motorcycles used to transport the mutilated bodies, and 2 cars, one that was reported stolen. The Attorney General's office also announced the arrest of 23 people who operated a fake tour agency as cover for a drug operation in Cancun. Y'all check our State Department's list about where you should not be going before you decide to go to some countries. They've in the Bahamas, nice areas in the Bahamas, they've had several people raped, murdered, some from the U.S., by gangs operating there as well. And it's on a do not fly list, basically. Warning. So
That's
warning.
exactly why I was going to stay right here and enjoy our beaches.
Mhm. So be careful where you want to go to, and check the State Department's website before you decide to go. 1 fewer pre-owned consignment boats down at Tideline Marine. Good news for Tideline and for the owner of that boat. For 2 other shoppers who were looking at this very same boat, it's a little too late for that one. Never fear, though, there are any number of other boats for the discriminating boaters, from Lund fishing boats for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers, to offshore and nearshore center console aqua sports, all the way to the luxurious Aloha pontoons. Tideline is your one-stop shop for all of your boating and fishing needs. If you're looking to replace your worn-out motors, check on the Mercury outboards in stock right now. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisory is in effect until 10 o'clock this evening. Today, offshore northwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, westerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 2 to 3 footers near shore, seas only 1 foot tomorrow, then around 2 foot in the afternoon. 2 feet in the afternoon, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers flat, increasing to a moderate chop by the afternoon. Friday, northwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, 2 to 4 footers, sounds and moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 60 with gusty winds with gusts around 20 miles an hour, but nothing like yesterday. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 36. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 64, a little better. Still gusty. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 45. To me, that's still cold. And on Friday, partly sunny, a high of 63, but no gusty winds at all. And no rain all weekend.
That's
So
looking
yay.
good. This looks like a pretty good weekend for boating, too.
Going into next week, still sunny and no rain.
Yeah.
Wait till next weekend.
Snow 5 feet deep or whatever.
There was thunder the night before. I didn't hear it, but I had several people say they did.
Yeah,
There's
the next
probably
2
guns going off at
weekends.
Hubert.
Well, this person doesn't live in Hubert.
You can hear it all over the county.
Yeah, I'm just
If
saying
there's a
what they
cloud,
said.
if there's a cloud cover,
Well,
you
it was
can hear
during
the
that
guns going off.
rainstorm, but it was, yeah, when it rained the other night. They said it thundered around midnight.
Okay. Peter Wright's joining us in the studio again. And Peter's he's a licensed Medicare, Medicaid specialist, and he does all sorts of cool stuff. And he brings a lot of good information to this show. And I get a lot of comments after you leave, or even while you're here, we get calls. And I pick up new stuff every time you come on. I
Me
pick up
too.
new information. So if you folks are, if you're having an insurance issue, if you possibly you're eligible for Medicaid now, if you're not 65, you maybe have some problems, and Medicaid could help you. If you are on Medicare or approaching Medicare, you're going to be given options. And Peter is a good guy to sit down and go over those options with. And one of the ways to do that is to visit him at the times that he's at the Walmart or kiosk in the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard. What days are you there this week?
Wednesday, that's today, from 10 till 6 with an hour off for lunch between 1 and 2. And then tomorrow, Thursday, from 2 till 6.
Okay. So you can stop by there, sit down and chat with him. The items you need to bring, your insurance papers, right?
Yeah, your Medicare card, your Medicaid card, any cards that you show the doctor or pharmacy. When you have medical appointments. List of drugs.
Yes.
And
how about your list of doctors?
List of doctors. That's it.
Because some are in the network, some are not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if they can't reach you there at those times, they can call you at
252-373-4056. And that number again is 252-373-4056.
And there's another way to get a little bit more information from Peter, and that's at his. I like to hear him say it, so I'm going to ask him for it. His website,
foxplans.com. That's FOX plans, PLANS.com. Fox Plans.
There you go. You can try that out for size too. One of the things we started talking about last week, cancer plans, supplements or plans or whatever you want to call it. How can somebody who may want to get involved with that, what can they do? Let's say I've got Medicare, Humana Medicare, yada, yada, yada. What can I add a cancer plan?
So there are standalone cancer plans, and you can pick, there's a variety of different cancer plans you can pick. So you can add one of those to your plan, or add one of those to your package of insurances. I don't like selling extra insurances, but cancer, when I first started out in insurance, I used to door knock houses. It was a way that the company that I was working with sold their cancer plans. I'd stop in a subdivision and then door knock houses, which was great for me because I have rheumatoid arthritis and I couldn't drive much, but I could walk from door to door. So I'd door knock houses and speak to people in each house. And it horrified me just how many people, how many families are affected by cancer. I did not realize it was as pervasive as it is. And I did it for about 3 or 4 months, but I kept telling a story about my mother passing away from brain cancer when I was 16, and I hated it just made me feel down. So I went on and moved on to something else. And I never sold another cancer plan for 7 years until just this last year. And I started being asked by people about cancer plans. So I've helped probably 6 people, including my wife and myself, in the last 3 or 4 months with cancer plans. So, but you can't. Why would you, put a cancer plan with a policy? That would be, doesn't a Medicare Advantage plan give you enough coverage? And the answer to that is, you've got Part B and Part D drugs. And this year, Part D drugs are covered up to $8,000. The Inflation Reduction Act has come in. And so the most that you'd have to pay for Part D drugs, and there can be some cancer drugs in there, could be $8,000. So if you think if there's a family history of having cancer in the past, it might be something to consider. Next year, that Part D component drops down to $2,000. It's not going to be so much that you have to worry about. But Part B drugs, chemotherapy and so on, that would take you, if you're on a Advantage plan, for instance, that could take you up to the cost of your maximum out of pocket, which could be $4,900, or depends on the plan that you're on. Mm-hmm. So you might need to look, if you think there's a risk of you getting cancer, you might want to consider covering that part of it. So that's the why. Why would you look at a cancer plan? And you've also, of course, if you do get cancer, there's the extra costs, there's the sort of hidden costs. You may have to travel somewhere or stay somewhere overnight so that you can see a particular clinic or doctor,
right?
Or you may well have loss of income. So to cover yourself for a lump sum benefit would be quite beneficial.
And how much does a cancer plan cost? There's no one answer, right?
It depends what you're looking for. You can get cancer plans, one-off cancer plan, or you can get ones that rebuild if you get cancer, and then over 4 or 5 years, when it rebuilds, and it may increase by 10, 20, 30% each year until it's back up to notch again. So you might pay more for that. There's other cancer plans, and the one that I chose for my wife and myself actually has a different component to it. So it does other things. I'll talk about that in a little while. But so the plan I've got $10,000 coverage. It cost me, I think it was it cost me about $55. I'm 67. For my wife, it was about $45. She's a woman, and so obviously, so
I hope so.
I almost landed myself in that one.
You did.
Was that a monthly fee or just a one-time?
That's a monthly fee.
Monthly
Yeah.
fee.
So it's they're not cheap, but they're also they give you a lot of coverage if you do get cancer, or if you think you're in one of those area if you're in a at-risk population.
Okay.
And if you're over 50, the chance of getting cancer, it's 1 in 2 for men, and it's 1 in 3 for women. So it is a high risk, and it's something that I've been thinking for a while. I need to get a cancer plan, but I suddenly thought, I really do need to get it. Debbie and I got skin cancer last year, and that's not they cut it out and it's okay. But I just thought, well, if I can get that, then I can get some other type of cancer as well.
Yeah, and I was going to say, not every cancer you get is a kiss of death.
Agreed. Yeah, and that's one of the points of one of the articles I've given you there. It says that. Well, I think this. I looked at so many different articles for this presentation, but I think the number of people that recover and carry on having had cancer is a lot higher than it was before.
Yes.
So that's one reason, perhaps, that you might need some extra, money to help you through that difficult stage, so that you've then got the money to help you, get back on your life again.
Okay. TGen and cancer lump sum.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
That's a policy that I've gone through. I've gone for, and I've helped several people with. So it's a cancer policy so it gives me a lump sum amount of if I get cancer. But it's TGen is the Translational Genomics Research Institute. And what they do is when you get cancer, the doctor will take a sample of your blood and a sample of the tissue, of the cancer, and they'll send it off to TGen. And they will analyze what type of cancer you've got. They look over 19,000 different genes to unravel the composition of the cancer, and then based on their research, they're able to tell the doctor what the best type of treatment or most effective type of treatment has been in the past for that type of cancer. So I thought if I was going to get cancer, right, get the lump sum, so that helps me with the cancer. But also, if I had this part of it, this to it as well, this TGen part of it, where they actually analyze the actual cancer that I've got and are able to then communicate with the doctor and tell them what type of cancer it is and what the best treatments have been in the past, I thought I've got a far better chance of survival than any other way. So, I mean, you can, and the cheapest policy you could get to do that would be a $2,500 lump sum. So you'd be doing it for maybe $15 a month or so, if that's what you wanted. If you just wanted to have a little bit of a lump sum and the TGen analysis. So I was thinking, right, I'll take a big lump sum out this year, because we've got the Part D drugs are up at $8,000. That's the maximum for them. But next year I can reduce that down. I could actually take it down to $2,500, but I'll still have that TGen analysis, and that would give me, that would get me some research onto my blood, onto the type of cancer I had. So I was thinking, initially I'm paying, I think it's somewhere around $55 or so for the cancer plan. Maybe in a year or so I'll reduce it down because the Part D drugs will be lower. I'm not too worried about the maximum out of pocket on my plan. So for me, having that TGen analysis was actually pretty neat. Now, for everybody is different. So some people will want a big lump sum. Some people, may not want to have the analysis, but there are other plans, and there's a cancer, heart attack, stroke plan that I've got. You can make that either, it's just a normal cancer plan without the TGen amount. But there are various different types that you can get.
Okay. So we need to, somebody needs to come in if they're interested in this, to sit down and say, okay, Peter, give me a list of what all the plans that are available that I might be interested in, and what all the benefits are, and what all the costs are.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of list that I'd like to see.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to stand with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is a standalone plan, right? These are standalone plans.
Yes,
Not
that's a
dependent
standalone.
upon any enrollment periods or anything like that, right?
That's right. Yeah. And now, if you've had cancer in the past, I look back. This one particularly looks back 5 years. So if it's been 5 years since you had treatment, then you're fine. You can
And
get
skin cancer.
Skin cancer is fine. I mean, I had a skin cancer last year. They don't cover that.
Okay.
Sorry.
You mentioned on here cancer and heart attack and stroke plan. You said, but if someone has a hospital indemnity, they don't have a heart attack and stroke portion. What does that heart attack and stroke portion do?
Well, so it covers you for, if you're I put that in terms of, if you've got a Medicare Advantage plan, then you've got pretty good coverage, and you've added a hospital indemnity plan to it. Then you're covered for, if you go into hospital, you're having the heart attack and stroke. That should be addressed by your medical costs with the Advantage plan and the hospital indemnity plan. Unless you're at a high risk, or you think that the heart attack or stroke could really affect you in the future, then you might want a lump sum for that. But I was saying, if you took it risk-wise, the cancer, you've got those high drug costs that you could have, and you might want to cover against those because you don't have that much protection against the high costs on drugs. I mean, we have some, but we don't have much for this year. Next year, it's better. And I was basically, when I put that down there, that was what I was basically thinking about in terms of that your heart attack and stroke, if you've got a Advantage plan, you've got certain limits there, and if you've put a hospital indemnity with it, then you've pretty much covered that, apart from maybe a lump sum. It's not as crucial, I think, as a cancer plan is.
Okay.
And that's why I went myself personally for the cancer plan.
So you got the cancer plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the TGen one because I thought, if I'm going to get cancer,
you wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah.
So regular plan, Humana for me, Medicare, cancer plan, hospital indemnity combination.
You could do that.
The cancer plan with a TGEN I'm talking about.
Yeah.
TGEN.
Yeah.
So you do those three things. I'm already got the Humana thing. So add those two other items to it.
Yeah. Yes, you could well look at that if you want.
I just have to see what the benefits are and what the costs are for each one of them.
You've got to work it out in your own mind. Is it worth it for you? Yeah. It's not something I want to push on to people. It's just something. But I was asked, and I've been negative about cancer plans because of telling my mother's story all the time. But I got asked this year by several people about cancer plans. And so I researched it for them. And then I thought, you know what? And I spoke to my wife. I said, Debbie, we really need to get, because both her mother and my mother, had cancer.
I didn't even know they had cancer plans till literally just now. I just don't know why I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Is there any such thing as having too much insurance?
Yes, very much so.
Really?
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes insurance doesn't work. I had long-term disability insurance, and I won't say the company I had it with when I got my rheumatoid arthritis, and it knocked me out for 10 years. I was housebound for 10 years. I couldn't really do anything with my hands or my leg. I couldn't walk about, and so I should have had long-term disability. But after 2 years, they said you'll test. It doesn't show. There's an RF rheumatoid factor test, and I was negative on that test. But the reason I was negative was because I was taking high doses of methotrexate, and I think then it was Remicade.
So you fooled the test.
And so you can't ever test positive if you're taking those doses of medicines.
Yeah.
It just you will not test positive. And so they were using that as an excuse not to give me the long-term disability. So I went to court with them. Well, I engaged a lawyer. It cost me $18,000. And it got nowhere. The judge wouldn't take it. So, then I engaged another lawyer and said, you can have 25%. And I couldn't get a judge to take that case either. But it was, it should have been cut and dried.
Right.
So you can have insurance, and some insurance, it's frustrating.
Now I've got to remember that. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Huh. Okay. Wow.
So you need to be with a reputable company, and that's what I try to do: is pick a reputable company, and where I know that they've been paying out for other people and so on.
Okay. That's important. Okay.
This is really good information today. I mean, it's always good, but this cancer stuff, there are not many families that you don't know somebody who's had it.
It was horrible. Sometimes I go to a house, knock on the door, and there'll be 6 people in the family, and 5 of them had died of cancer. It was mind blowing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough. All right, Peter, again, today you're going to be at the kiosk at the Walmart on Marine Boulevard. That's near the intersection of Western Boulevard, right behind the Golden Corral. And you're there from 10 until 6, except for an hour for lunch from
Between
1
1 and 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Tomorrow, there, same location, 2 until 6. You'll eat before you get there.
Yep.
And if they want to call you, 252
373 4056.
And one more time.
252 373 4056.
Peter, as always, thank you.
Thanks very
Really
much.
great
Thank you.
information. Let's take a break. You're live on Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silence Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silence Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Hi, my name is Michelle Halley, and I'm running for a seat on the Onslow County Board of Education. I have lived in Onslow County for over 40 years and have a vested interest in the community and the school system. I want to serve on the Board of Education because I am a firm supporter and believer of public education and wish to work collaboratively with others to support the students and the community. I believe in developing effective partnerships with all stakeholders for continued success. Together, we can provide the opportunity for an excellent education for all our students. A quality school system is vital to the success of Onslow County. Please use your voice and vote in the upcoming Onslow primary. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Paid for by the committee to elect Michelle Halley, Board of Education.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint it, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Great Gas and Oil Company. And of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
In planning for Onslow County's future, finding the right balance between progress and preservation is key. We aim to support growth without sacrificing our agricultural heritage and strong neighborhoods. To make sure we grow responsibly, let's use new taxes wisely. This means tackling challenges like improving essential services, protecting the environment, and ensuring quality education. Tony Padgett stands out as the sole candidate with a unique combination of experience, having served both as a Board of Commissioners chairman and a dedicated employee of Onslow County. A lifelong resident of Onslow County, Tony's unwavering commitment to public service is marked by utmost honor and dedication. He advocates for a streamlined yet robust local government that prioritizes the well-being of Onslow County citizens. Choose Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner, a visionary leader planning for our community's future. Paid for by Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
What is that thing that used to be musical chairs?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm over here now.
I had to look around and see where you were.
I
So
just thought
which
I'd
mic to pop up?
Give everyone an opportunity
There
to
you
see
go.
Peter.
That's good.
And of course, Paul.
Absolutely.
But that chair got a little hard after a while. And I said,
That's
I'm
just a
moving
little
again.
stool.
Yes.
Of course, we could always move that other one over here.
I thought about that, but I didn't want to disrupt anything while we were on
Not
air.
there.
But I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of these political ads that are running
Yep.
started today.
Yep.
Very,
So,
I like 'em.
and those who get the nomination to run in November, and especially county commission and the school board, because
Yes.
there's going to be some fighting because you're going to be running against other people in your party.
some Democrats too.
Democrats and other folks in your party. Democrats, y'all need to be advertising because y'all all obviously in Onslow County, you have an uphill battle. That's
Right.
mathematically speaking. That's all I'm telling you. You have an uphill battle, and you've got to try to convince the likes of people like me, unaffiliated, and the likes of Democrats
Mhm.
And also, don't forget some Republicans you might be able to sway who are dissatisfied with the current situation.
Well, once you get through if you make it through the primary, then what you're looking at come the general election is going up against the other party.
Yep.
And we will have members of the other party on the radio as we get closer to general election time.
Absolutely.
They have already said that they would love to come on. But listening to the ads, good ads for
Yes, they are.
everybody. Every single one of them have been very good.
Yep.
And I've enjoyed hearing them, but they started today and they're going to run through March 5th. So,
isn't it about time that all of America admit that Hunter Biden is a born-again liar?
Well, everybody knows that.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the president's son had a phone containing multiple images of Hunter using drugs.
Ooh.
First, not only is he a liar, he's stupid, the ultimate dumb crook. Would you put some photos like that on your phone and keep them there? The photos were taken in November and December of 2018. That's really shortly after he purchased a handgun from a gun dealer in Delaware, signing a federal ATF form claiming he was not a user of narcotics. But 1 month later, he's got pictures of himself with drugs.
He falsified that documentation.
Affidavits show he bought a Colt revolver in October, and 11 days later, his girlfriend, Brother Bo's widow, let that sink in again, threw it into a trash can. The trial is not going well for young Biden. If convicted, he could be sentenced to prison. Makes me wonder, if that occurs while the big guy is still in office, would he, or even could he, pardon Hunter? I don't know. It's a state charge, could very well. No, it's a federal charge. Yep. I don't know whether he can pardon him or not. We'll see. John Kirby, the admiral, right?
Right.
Is getting fed up with White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre's role in his press briefings. She has taken it upon herself to call on certain reporters to ask Kirby questions. Kirby was officially promoted on Sunday to a role that will put him in charge of coordinating communications across several agencies. In the new role, Kirby will direct a small team separate from the National Security Council's press office. He evinces a clarity and comfort at the lectern that can sometimes occlude Ms. Jean-Pierre, 49, a more rote public speaker with less experience tussling with an adversarial press, according to the Times. The New York Times also reported that Jean-Pierre spent nearly half the time at the press briefing lectern on Friday after White House counsel Ian Sams spoke to reporters and answered questions about Biden's memory. Anyone want to take bets on how much future Ms. Jean-Pierre has in her current position?
I'm surprised she stayed this long. Well, she gets hammered at those press conferences. But I think you just like finding stories with her name in it because you like saying her name. Jean-Pierre.
Karine Jean-Pierre. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has been impeached by the House of Representatives, and it's not going to mean anything. A cabinet secretary impeached by the U.S. Congress since 1876.
That's correct,
Wow.
1876. And I watched that vote last night.
Tuesday evening's vote marked House Republicans' second attempt at impeaching Mayorkas. GOP lawmakers targeted the Biden official over the ongoing migrant crisis at the U.S. border, accusing him of deliberately flaunting existing immigration law and worsening the situation. The vote was 214 to 213. Mayorkas narrowly escaped impeachment last week when every single House Democrat showed up to shield him, including Representative Al Green, who temporarily left the hospital where he was recovering from surgery to cast his vote. 3 Republicans also voted down the effort. That was a surprise. Each criticized Mayorkas' handling of the border, but had reservations over whether it rose to the level of impeachment. I guess that something has changed their mind over the weekend. Many feel that it's a very likely scenario that the impeachment would go nowhere in the Democrat-held Senate, and that's probably 100% true.
Right, right. Well, that's why you have caucuses and whips, majority whips, minority whips.
Okay.
Yeah, not those kind of whips. They go to those members that aren't willing to jump on the wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk to them and they work on them to get them to change their vote. So I was surprised that it didn't go through last night. But we all know it's not going to go anywhere
No, it's-
because the Senate is Democratic controlled.
And if we knew that,
And
why
they
do we
said-
go to this wasteful spending to do
I
it? It's nothing but a waste of my money and your money.
We spend so
to
much
do this.
time on committees, investigations, and then they go nowhere.
If it was obvious that the Senate was not going to do it, well, it is pretty obvious. If they do it, I'll be absolutely shocked and dismayed. But they're not going to do it. Does the Congress not have other business to handle?
I mean, it was late last night. It was almost 8:00 when they concluded that vote.
I don't know. All right, tomorrow we have our senator.
Yes, we do.
One of our two senators.
United States
Yeah,
Senator.
a new United States of America Senator Tom Tillis is going to join us. He's one of them that voted for something that a lot of Republicans said no.
I have to give
we're
him
gonna-
kudos for what he did.
I do
I
too
agree.
for standing up, but he has his thoughts. I've got mine,
Yes.
and they're 180 out right now, but that's okay. And we'll be talking with him about a couple of minutes after 8:00. We also have tomorrow. We have Emily Morrison.
Yeah, she's North Carolina Cooperative Extension. That's who she's with. And she's going to come in, and I guess maybe we're going to talk a little bit about spring planting, getting things ready.
We
and
can do it out in the yard in the beds.
We could do a live remote right out in the
I could
backyard.
give her a hoe and some shovel and
Yes.
tell her, "Hey, how about having me out here?"
Right. Emily's been on with us before,
Mm-hmm,
and very valuable information, very informative young lady. So
Oh.
that'll be fun to do something besides politics. Give us a break.
We'll also have Chris Miller.
That's
It will
right.
be Miller time tomorrow. Right now, that's what's scheduled. And talking about high school sports from swimming to wrestling to basketball.
Ask him about
wrapping
the
up.
swimming because we had some of our students win awards recently
Uh-huh.
at a competition, and it's going to be so cool for the day to come where they'll actually be holding tournaments here. But Chris Miller, sports editor for Jacksonville Daily News.
We'll see him in the morning too.
Yes.
And stand by. We've got more right after the break here live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Why vote for Republican candidate Suzanne Long on March 5th? Mrs. Long is a conservative Christian with 30 years of experience in Onslow County schools, serving as a teacher, principal, director of curriculum and instruction, and executive director of exceptional children's programming. She has the perspective of being a military child, military spouse, and mom of a Jacksonville high school graduate. March 5th, choose a voice for quality public education for children, quality vetted resources and support for staff, and quality commitment to the community. Choose Suzanne Long. Paid for by the committee to elect Suzanne Long for Onslow County Board of Education.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Eva. Wonder what's coming to a city near you?
I'm scared to ask.
The infamous and bloodthirsty MS-13 gang may be exploring an alliance with a gang of Venezuelan migrants blamed for a crime wave in New York City and trying to plant roots in other parts of the United States. This is according to the FBI. Wow. MS-13 is known to pragmatically form and break alliances with other criminal groups, according to the FBI threat assessment, ranging from tenuous alliances and vicious rivalries depending upon its needs at the time. The NYPD last week announced a crackdown on a Venezuelan gang after linking it to more than 62 robberies in 4 of the city's 5 boroughs. That gang is now believed to be I don't know, I can't speak that, a violent Venezuelan organization with international ambitions. One attack caught on video shows a pair of muggers dragging a woman by her purse from the back of a scooter before they tore it loose and she slid into a metal pole.
Ooh.
The gang used social media to recruit thieves to snatch specific model phones, according to the NYPD, and then used hackers to break into them and drain bank accounts and payment apps. Hold on to your phones. Don't put a lot of information in them.
They're a mean group. Very mean.
Once the money runs out, the phones are then shipped to Colombia to be reprogrammed and resold.
Well, okay. Let's end the show with some good news. Tomorrow starts early voting.
That's good news.
For some it will be. 8 to 7:30.
If you haven't made up your mind and you just, if you're going to go vote just for the sake of voting, take another day or 2 or 3 and Google these names of some of the individuals that you see on the ballots. They're posted on your site there at Voter Search. You can go to the Board of Education, look for yourself, search for yourself, and you can print out a sample ballot.
Yeah, print out a simple ballot and then Google the people and find out what you can and then ask around.
One of them.
I will remind everyone that you will see signs that are listing vote for these people. There's several different organizations, several different groups, whatever, that choose who they want you to support, and they're going to put up signs. That's done every year. That's part of politicking. But just know that this is not telling you this is who you have to vote for. These are who they're suggesting.
This is not representing the public or those individual candidates.
That's right. The individual candidates have no say so over that. That's right.
And in some cases, you will find, I will tell you right now, you will find some of the weakest candidates out there whose
Right.
names are on those polls.
Exactly. We've seen that happen before. But these are just individuals, they're either, little political action committees or their little groups, clubs or whatever, saying this is who we support and this is who we would like you to vote for. So, just remember that. You need to know yourself.
You don't have
make
to
your own decisions.
Don't let other people tell you how to vote.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day. It looks like it's going to be fairly decent for the next few
Yes.
days. It's not as going to be as cold tonight as it was for the last 2 nights. So have a great Valentine's Day, all of y'all.
Yes.
Take your
Kelly and I got flowers
be
this
your
morning.
sweetheart something. Actually, that was for Peter and for Paul for a while.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Have a good rest of your day. Like I said, coming up now is going to be a Fox News break at 10 o'clock. Another dose of your Daily D's with Rick Dees in the house. And he's going to hand it off this afternoon at 3 o'clock to the one, the only, the man,
Hollywood.
Chris Hollywood. Man.
Friend of Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. He can prove it. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Stay safe. Be good.
WSMU, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Pop. The House impeachment inquiry into President Biden moving along. Former Hunter Biden associate Tony Bobulinski testified for several hours behind closed doors on Capitol Hill.
Bobulinski saying in his opening statement, quote, his family's foreign influence peddling operation from China to Ukraine and elsewhere sold out to foreign actors who were seeking to gain influence and access to Joe Biden and the United States government.
Fox's Brooke Singman, Maryland Democrat Jimmy Raskin discredited Bobulinski, saying he didn't link President Biden to criminal